Today I'm reading Bamboozled by David Legge. This story's about a young girl visiting her grandfather, but something just doesn't seem quite right. Before we dive in, I'm Darwin Darling, local puppet tuber, here to regale you with one of the stories of my youth that shaped who I am today. Let's begin. I love my grandpa. I visit him every week, and every week things are the same. But last week when I arrived, something just seemed very odd. Maybe it was very tall. Maybe it was just making too much of a racket. Perhaps it was just a bit dirty. Maybe it was a little grumpy. Whatever it was tilting me a bit. We sat down as usual and talked for a while, and Grandpa poured 2 cups of tea and we ate fresh pastries he bought that morning. My favorite pastry is between the banana pastry or the apple pastry, but never, ever the rock pastry. It had way too much sugar in it. Grandpa says I'm his little flower. That's why he gives me my drinks in a flower pot. No water for the carpet flower, though. The carpet flower's been bad. As I drank my tea, I admired the ship and a half bottle, as well as my skateboard, which would always scream out at other people when we drove by. But nothing seemed out of the ordinary. What was wrong? We played cards, and as always, he won. I always asked Grandpa why we had 2 sets of mirrors in this room, but he said we had to play with mirrors, otherwise he wouldn't be able to help me win. I never won anyway, though. We looked at his old photo album, and I listened to his stories about the good old days. That's why he said he kept cowboys and Indians fighting on his 3rd floor all the time. I couldn't understand how our baby chimpanzee would sleep with all this racket going on, but Grandpa insisted that's the only way he can sleep. He always distracted me with pictures of Grandma, which he always giggled over when he'd show them to me. I never really understood why, but they always had a strong family resemblance, so maybe that was why. Point being that nothing is out of the ordinary here. What was wrong? I helped him with the housework, but something still bothered me. Maybe it was the fact I almost ran over this little rabbit here. It was so scared, I had to put it down on my throw pillow made of solid bricks. The rabbit said the coolness of the bricks made it feel at ease. But the rabbit was still scared. Grandpa suggested I take one of the flowers from the painting on the wall. He said since it's an oil painting, the paint is still fresh. So I took out the flower pot, plucked out a little flower, and handed it to the rabbit. The rabbit didn't like the taste, though. Said it was a bit too oily for him. 'Cause, American food's got a lot of oil and grease in it, We worked in the gardens, and I planted bulbs in the flower bed. I pushed the wheelbarrow while Grandpa pruned the roses. But still, something seemed odd, and it was on the tip of my tongue.
Well, maybe it's the fact you're not sitting on a goose like me, young lady.
Grandpa told me not to talk to you gnomes. He said that you guys were in trouble last month for setting the house on fire.
Oh, that wasn't me. That was little Daisy Plinkins over there.
I did do it. I was the one who did it. It was the turtle up here. I promise. It was
That little Daisy Plinkins doesn't know what the hell he's talking about.
I'm still not listening to you. Will you listen to me? Little lady, why don't you come over here? Grandpa told me never to go near you. Though, to be honest, at that moment, I wanted a drink of water so bad, but the only water that was available was the water from the weird ear fountain girl, because this water was actually fake plastic. I never understood why Grandpa had a fake plastic water fountain. I never drank that water, no matter how desperate I was.
Oh, you are quiet today,
Grandpa said as he fed the cat. Grandpa, I said. That's because it's still Tuesdays, Grandpa. You told me I can't speak on Tuesdays. That's because Fluffy's taking his nap or something.
What? Fluffy's right here!
And besides, I said it was Grandma that was sleeping on Tuesdays!
Okay, Grandpa, yeah, that's fair. To be honest, we've had this conversation multiple times in the past. Because every day at Grandpa was Tuesdays.
What is bothering you, little miss? You seem down!
I know. I can't figure out what's been bothering me. There's something I can't put my finger on. Something today just seems odd.
Is it my elephant and kangaroo washing dishes?
No, it's not that.
Is it my moose over here drying out the pans?
No, it's not that either.
Is it kitty juggling?
It's not kitty juggling either.
Is it the fact that my microwave has been broken, it's only been showing me the ocean channel?
No, I actually like that channel, Grandpa.
Well, maybe your shoes are a little bit dirty. I can throw them in the dishwasher right now.
Grandpa, last time you threw my shoes in the dishwasher, I never got to see them back. I had to walk barefoot all the way home. Which happens pretty often, actually. But that wasn't odd at all. Not for Grandpa.
Well, I've redecorated the hallway.
No, it's not that either.
Do you want to go check out the ceiling room then?
Grandpa, last time I checked out the ceiling room, I fell, broke my neck, and I had to have metal replacements in my spine.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
But it was all the same for me.
Well, how about this? I bought 2 new fish.
No, it wasn't that either, Grandpa.
Well, what about me?
What about you, weird painting man?
Boy, little miss, you sure do look a little bit crabby. Are you sure that there's nothing I can do to help?
No, Grandpa. Everything seems to be normal.
Even my manta ray throw pillow?
Grandpa, we both know that's a real manta ray. And no, your manta ray looks so fine and healthy. Unfortunately, by that time, the gnomes were acting up, and Grandpa said I had to get out of there as quickly as possible. Otherwise, I'd be in danger or something. But just as I was waving goodbye on the doorstep, it suddenly hit me. Grandpa, I said, that's what it is. Your socks are odd. They don't match. Silly Grandpa. Then we laughed and we laughed until suddenly Grandpa picked me up, put me in the boat, and set me adrift out at sea.
Making fun of my socks was your last mistake.
I looked back, and they were having a good time. I guess it was a happy after end after all.
The sun goes on very long. It continues, and it cannot stop.
You did this! Look at me! You did this to me! You did this to me! Wait, what? No! No! Yum!